Hey, how we doing? It's JJ. We have just moved into a brand new house. We have bought a house and we've been waiting to get in. And what is that? I've got my own shed. Got my own shed. Check this out. My shed has got its own toilet. Nicely done out. There is my shed. Now for the time being we're going to have the tumble dryer in there. This is made of cedar. It's about 40 years old. I'm actually used to these sheds because a family member used to live just down the road from where we moved in, so I'm used to these sheds. And what most people do is they knock the toilet through and don't use the toilet, but we're going to keep it as a working toilet for the time being. I say it's made of cedar. It's really well seasoned. It's been well looked after. We have got lighting inside. I'm going to bring my shelves and things like that in, but there's loads of like little hooks and little bits. There's a little bit of a shelf there that's going to move. I'll actually whack that down to underneath the window. That's going to be quite handy for walking poles and things like that. It's on a hard concrete standing floor, which I have already started to excuse me, rubberize out. So I've got a load of my old gym mats and some workout flooring from my old gym, and we're just cutting that to fit. But yeah, get this all done over the next week or so. Shed sessions are coming your way, stay tuned. Right, the great man shed project has begun. I've just emptied the garage out. Now the garage was twice the size of that, and I've got to ignore these covers, all of that, all of this, all of that down there, all of that that's in the toilet, all that lot down there, plus one of the works vans that's full of stuff, shelves and that, into there. So yeah, and whilst I was up at the old house emptying the garage, it decided to piss down with rain here. So a lot of my stuff is also now wet, so I'm gonna have to dry and reproof everything as I put it in. So we're gonna get going. I've just taken off the old rack that was there and the shelf that was in there with old coach screws, and they've probably been in there for 40 years. So that's interesting. So we're going to start having to get the shelves in there. I'm a great believer of not getting rid of cobwebs and that. The cobwebs that are in here, these spiders have been here and the insects have been in here for ages. I like spiders. I haven't got a problem. I'm not really dusting. They're going to welcome me into their new home. So right, we're going to start getting this done. There we go. We've put the 3 shelves back in. A bit of Sweden's finest IKEA, the other greatest product to come out of Sweden other than Halterfalls and modern knives and that. So I've had these for quite a while. They've moved around a bit, so what I've actually had to do is repin and tack the back slats all back in because they were quite loose after being moved. So it looks like they're in a bit of a random order, but I know exactly what goes on these. So this one is like axes, knives, secondary knives and shovels and things like that, and then we go down to cooking equipment, and then we got rucksacks, and yeah, so you'll see all this laid out. But that's it for today. I am done. I'm going to throw the kit in here. We'll worry about getting it all squared later. Right, it's a Sunday afternoon, day 4 on the house move, and I've got a bit of time today to start cracking on with the man shed. So what I've actually done is I've repurposed loads of old hooks, not brought any new fittings, just moved hooks and things like that around, little old pins just to put up a proper old-fashioned tin plate Newcastle brown ale sign that I've had for ages. Fjordhand lanterns which are hanging up here. and I've just been using old hooks that I've actually found. Cups up there. Yeah, just old hooks. Reutilising what was in here. Managed to get that shelf put onto there. That's going to be my brew shelf, but we are now just throwing kit in and starting to get it organised. Yeah. Woo. It's a bit warm in here, which is nice. We've got the window open. But yeah, it's going to be proper cosy in winter. So we're just putting kit in now, just trying to figure out exactly where everything's going to go. Okay, there is one thing that every man shed, back garden should have if you're going to have a little fire pit and a chimney, is a storing place for all your wood. And I've got a lot of wood. Now I actually managed to bring all this wood from our previous house, and I borrowed 2 of the wheelie bins and used the works truck, and we have got loads and loads of seasoned wood. And I'm literally just going to grab that all out. That's all going to go on there. Sorry, there's a broom in the way. And I will actually get, whilst I'm away, Dad's going to make me a little roof and that for this, just to keep it off. I want it weathered, and it is weathered, but I just want to keep the rain off the top. It's just made out of an old sort of pallet from work that's been repurposed, and that's we're going to get this done. There's a lot of logs to go on here. There we go. I've actually partially filled 2 of the 3 shelves because I'm always gathering more. And these are double stacked. So these are the newer ones, which is mainly silver birch at the front, split into quarters, and then there's ash behind. And this stuff up here, this is all double stacked, and this is at least 3 to 4 years old, and this is going to be burnt first. So I'm always gathering more, so the newer stuff gets put in rotation, so the newer stuff down, then that gets burnt, and then all stuff, this stuff gets pulled behind. But say that stuff's going to get burnt first, and that first layer, then second layer, then that layer at the front gets moved up and pulled into rotation. Chimney is already stacked, ready to go. Job done, beer to hand. Nice one. We are finished. The man cave is all set up. You would have seen pictures throughout this video. It's all laid out. It's all done. It's all kitted out. Little log pallet is all sorted out and done. And we are done. Man cave bushcraft shack shed is done. We're all good. Now I've just got to start packing because we're heading off to Scotland. We're going to have a 2-week road trip around Scotland. So after this video you'll start to see Isle of Mull, Skye, Cairngorms, all sorts. So yeah, lots to look forward to coming your way. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you again soon. Man shed, man shed.